How's it going, everybody? Maurice here from noblecopytips.com, and today we're going to be talking about why writers should never use Deus Ex Machina. So, how do you say it? Is it Deus Ex Machina or Deus Ex Machina? I don't know, but I'm just going to say Deus Ex Machina. So forgive me if I'm wrong. In order to find out what Deus Ex Machina really is and how to fix it, we should find out what storytelling is about first. Okay, so storytelling, all storytelling, I don't care what it is, if it's painting, poetry, literature, film, whatever, they all have messages, okay? It's all one big message to the audience. It's nothing static, all of it means something, right? And Deus Ex Machina comes in and it kind of disrupts that message, and we'll talk about that, okay? So basically, storytelling, all artwork, right? It's a message, and it teaches us how to deal with our problems. By watching a character, by reading about a character, what it does is it places us in the character's role, and it makes us reflect either consciously or subconsciously on our own problems, and therefore we know how to overcome them better by experiencing that particular artwork. Okay, so Deus Ex Machina, what is it, right? Basically, it is one big major example of coincidence, right? Coincidence. And what happens is the hero does not choose action, right? Or whatever character. Most times, 99% of the time, it's going to be the hero. Something's going to happen to the hero, and they didn't choose it. Something was acted upon them and solved their problems, right? So, for instance, Jurassic Park, 1993, at the very end, when they're surrounded by the raptors, right? And then all of a sudden, the big T-Rex just, appears out of nowhere and saves the day. That is a perfect example of Deus Ex Machina, big time. Why? Because they didn't figure out a way to get out of that problem, right? They were surrounded by the raptors. They could have ran somewhere or picked up a weapon or done something, but they didn't. And the story just came in, the writers just came in and somehow planted a huge T-Rex there and saved the day, like I said. So that's not good. You don't want to strive for that. If you're a writer, if you're a serious writer with any amount of talent, you will stay away from Deus Ex Machina. Okay. Now, what are some of the effects of Deus Ex Machina, right? Well, one of the effects is that it makes your story meaningless. What's the point if a hero doesn't make choices? What's the point if a hero doesn't have responsibilities that he or she is forced to take care of, right? The whole story and the whole essence of the character becomes meaningless, and you don't want to do that. You want to stay away from that. And it soils your reputation as a writer, right? I mean, you wrote this great novel, this great screenplay, whatever, and then it comes down to the third act, or whenever really, and you use Deus Ex Machina. That's not really that good. What does that say for your skills, for your talent as a writer, right? You should have thought of a clever, better way to get your characters out of a certain situation or to handle a situation, right? And also, I think inadvertently, sometimes it is meant to show that good will always win, because 9 times out of 10, Deus Ex Machina is a clear example of some outside force, whether that's fate or destiny, karma, whatever it is. It intercedes with the character's life, and it solves that problem, right? It solves the problem without the hero taking action. So it shows that that good will always win. And in a story, that's not necessarily the right thing to do. You should. It's not important that good always wins in a story, but it shouldn't be so obvious to the audience that good is always going to win by some outside force. You want to stay away from that too. Basically, Deus Ex Machina is an example of divine intervention. So whether you want to call that God or fate, destiny, karma, whatever, a perfect example is Pulp Fiction. In the third act, the two guys, they get shot at and none of the bullets hit them, and they reference divine intervention, and that is absolutely a form of Deus Ex Machina, and they go into a big spiel about it for the rest of that movie. So Tarantino touches on Deus Ex Machina perfectly in that movie. So if you have a chance and you haven't seen Pulp Fiction, actually you should really check it out, because that will teach you about Deus Ex Machina, that little scene right there. It teaches the audience that they shouldn't worry about their problems so much. They shouldn't worry about, you know, solving whatever issues they have in their lives. They shouldn't handle their responsibilities like they should have. Because why? Because, you know, Deus Ex Machina can't happen just out of nowhere and it'll solve your problems. Whether that happens by some type of action or some type of another character coming in and saving the day, that's what it teaches your readers, that's what it teaches your audience, to not to worry about your problems. That's what Deus Ex Machina does. It removes responsibility from the character, okay? And if you're gonna write any type of novel, whether that's, you know, a genre novel, like a thriller, or a literary fiction that's very character driven, you have to have characters make decisions. You have to have them make choices all the time. The more choices your characters make, the better the story will be, okay? And Deus Ex Machina comes in and just destroys that, okay? It is the complete antithesis to characters' responsibility. Okay, so how do you fix it? You know, well, it's not really that difficult to fix. The first thing I think that you should do, if you find out that you're on the road to write some scene that has Deus Ex Machina in it, the very first thing that you should do is stop writing. Okay, just stop. Don't go any further. Don't write the scene with Deus Ex Machina, because you might just find that hey, you know what? Let's just keep it in there. You know, I think it works fine. You don't want to do that. Okay, so just stop. And what you should do is, once you stop, you should go back a few pages, go back a few chapters, go back to Act 1, whatever it is, whatever it takes, and you should pinpoint the specific moment where your character removed that responsibility from their story arc, that will allow them to have Deus Ex Machina come in and save the day. Now, that's not really that hard to do. It'll be you know, time consuming, but you know, all is not lost. It is solvable. And to get back to the hero's choice, that really is the most important thing, right? Because the more difficult the choice is for the character, the more suspenseful the scene will be, the stakes will be higher, and your readers will appreciate the tension even more. They relate to the message of making decisions in real life, and that's what you want to stick with, right? You want your audience to feel what the character is going through, and the more stressful the decision, right, the more powerful effect it will have on your readers or your audience. Okay, so like I said, Jurassic Park and Pulp Fiction are examples of Deus Ex Machina. Another bad one, I would say, is Jurassic World, right, 2015. You know, at the end, the big CGI scene where the dinosaurs are fighting each other, and then the one from the water just pops up out of nowhere, and you know, it kills the bad one and brings it down. And that is just so Deus Ex Machina right there. That's not good storytelling, in my opinion. A good one, I would say, is the movie Ex Machina. That came out a couple years ago. It's about AI robots. This movie, it has all of the characters making their own choices, and you know, they suffer the consequences of those choices. And especially the AI robot, right? She manipulates the human characters to get what she wants, right? She makes choices, she acts, and that's what you want to do as a writer. So you want to get rid of anything that resembles Deus Ex Machina. If you find that you're writing it into a scene, you want to stop, go back, and rewrite. Okay, well there you have it. Do you agree with me, or do you think I'm completely way off base? Let me know what you think in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe and like. And if you're interested in reading the ebook I made about improving your suspense, you can check out the link below in the description box. Have a good one.